Greetings all you maniacs and minds on the grinds. Welcome back to another Warframe weapon showcase. Today is a very unique weapon because there's not going to be any other like it, pretty much. So this is the Kuva Twin Stubbas. Unfortunately, it's not called the Dubba Stubba. I wish it was. But anyway, these things are insane. Now, here's the build. Now, there's a lot going on here. First off, that capacity is a little suspicious, isn't it? Well, these things work basically like the paracesis. The more farmer you put into it, the higher the capacity gets, to a point where you don't need to put a catalyst in, but I did anyway. This is a full-on try-hard, super DPS setup with steady hands in the X slot. Yes, weapon X are now a thing, which is cool, but unfortunately you can't put like reload speed in that slot, which pisses me off because I would love to do that for certain weapons like the Super Vandal or even more so the Prisma Gorgon, because those reload speeds are just super slow. Also things like, I don't know, what has a slow reload speed that's fun? Oh yeah, the Archoplasmor. Anyway, these things are basically fully automatic Akajara primes, which sounds strange to say at the least. But anyway, now, this weapon has decent crit, good crit multi thanks to Prime Target Cracker, really, and a whole lot of slash and some heat. Now, the heat comes from when I first made my first Kuva Lich. This is from my first Kuva Lich. I was using Nezha, and Nezha gave heat. That makes sense, right? I think Ember also gives heat. No, Oberon does not give radiation. At least I don't think. It doesn't seem that way. Which is odd, right? Because he's a Chernobyl goat. In any case, this thing does not play around. And I'm going to show you exactly why. And I will do a comparison between this and the Akajara Prime. Anyway. So it's just a normal corrosive build. Don't worry, Titania does not have anything on her that is going to make any sort of difference. She has steel charge and that's it. So, anyway. And yeah, these things do have a long reload speed, but look at those slash procs just ticking away. This thing has a 96% status chance. Of course I'm getting statuses. And heat nowadays will actually help reduce armor. And it actually stacks on top of each other. So it's doing even more damage than it would if heat wasn't changed. Anyway, let's move away from corrosive for a second. And let's go to slash, because slash viral. Because I have a lot of slash, good status, and pretty good crit stuff. This thing technically isn't a crit weapon because, yeah, these numbers aren't very high. But that status is bullshitly high. Anyway, yes, that is a word. So, let's go to viral. Is there a difference? Well, not really. It's just, these things just have so much power behind them. It's kind of insane. To get these, though, yeah, you're probably never going to get the exact same variant that I do. But, I mean, look at this. Where do we need this kind of power, to be honest? Like, now, I will say it is a little bit worse with viral, because this thing wants to destroy armor, just because of how heat is nowadays. It's not puncture based, it's impact and slash based, but whatever. If this thing had more puncture, then yeah, it would definitely be an armor destroyer. But, I mean, now there is also another issue you can solve with that X slot. Ammo. Yeah, you use these things for too long and then the ammo is all gone. But I mean, pistol ammo is pretty plentiful, but at the same time, yeah, either bring ammo pads, which I wouldn't recommend, or you can use ammo mutation. So with that being said, these things are fantastic, but like I said, I'm going to compare them to the Akajara Prime, which are probably the most batshit insane powerful secondaries in the game. So let's do that. Where are my Akajara? There they are. Now, I don't have an X-list slot in here yet. But anyway, let's take off viral first, and let's put on corrosive instead, so we can see what happens. Also, stat comparison. My Twin Stubba have a higher crit chance, but a lower crit multi. And that is basically it. Also, these things reload way faster, and these things have innate punch through, and they are way more heavily weighted towards slash. I think my Dubba Stubba have higher base damage. We can actually do this and check. So this would be just like the base stats. No, it actually doesn't. It just has a higher critical chance and higher accuracy. And of course a much larger magazine. But anyway, let's see how fast that these things can take down these guys. Probably pretty quick if you remember my showcase of these things. Yeah. But these things are semi-auto and all that. But they are way more ammo efficient, I will say. So there's that. Now let's switch over to viral and see how fast I can take down the rest of the 4 enemies. Pretty freaking quick. Also, when I did my showcase, I didn't have prime target cracker. So this is a little bit stronger than it was. Not by a lot, but it is a little bit stronger. Anyway. Now, which one do I prefer? I prefer machine pistols rather than semi-auto pistols, even though these things are kind of like burst pistols. So, I honestly prefer my Kuva Stubbas. But, I mean, the ammo economy is pretty bad. But there's a silver lining, though. For me, personally, I don't use pistols all the time. I do not use them as primary weapons. Also, especially since if I'm playing Titania, I'm mostly in R4 anyway. But anyway, I mostly just use this as sort of a backup, just in case. Or if I'm carrying something, of course, I'm going to be using these. But really what I'm mostly using is my primary, whatever that might be at that moment. Anyway, let's go nuts. So where is Mirage? This is going to be hilarious. Will you stop fucking up the... Oh, I thought it fucked up the order again. Sometimes it does that and I don't like it. So this is my Mirage build. This is a nuking Mirage build. Yes, Mirage can nuke. So... So let's see how fast this will do. Oh, it's okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not surprising because 390% on top of all this damage. Yeah, it's a little absurd. Now let's go to Hero and make these things red crit. Because why the hell not, to be honest. I'm going to have to grab energy first because that's very, very important. Can't exactly do this test without any energy. Alright. Okay. So to get my crit buffs. Hero's a bitch and a half to get, but I recommend him. He's a lot of fun. He's very good. And now delete time. And now the reload speed is a lot faster because of Hero. So... yeah, these things are, I'd say these things are a little strong. They're kind of strong, you know, just a little bit. Are they the strongest pistols in the game? Well, they're definitely the strongest pistols I have. I don't know if they're the strongest, period. I know you could probably get ones that have innate toxin, and that'd be even better, because you wouldn't have heat there, but heat isn't bad. It never was. So if you shoot this down the hallway, everything just gets destroyed. Like, there really isn't anything that can survive this for very, very long, like, at all. But the issue with a weapon like this, 1, you need to make your own Kuva Lich. 2, you better pray to RNG that they actually have the Twin Stubbas. 3, you need to make sure that they actually have the right stats. I'm not sure if the stats are random, like these stats, if you get one that's more crit or more status. I have no idea. The Kuva system is still very new, and also you're going to have a hell of a time getting to your Lich in the first place because the farm is really, really annoying. Also, you might be thinking, what about Magnum Force? Well, Magnum Force is fucking hilarious. Absolutely freaking everywhere. How much damage does it add? A little bit. I would advise against Magnum Force, just to be honest. Yes, you get more damage, but you're losing punch through. You could say, oh, the inaccuracy will actually let you hit more enemies. Nah, not really, no. You could also do something about that reload speed. Using these things with Gauss, yeah, rip ammo. Because Gauss will make these things just go minigun. I wouldn't mind if they had a slower rate of fire, even with lethal turret. Why? Because that, one, make them more accurate, and two, it would help with ammo economy. But DPS, man, DPS. Ammo economy is better. Just don't. Anyway. Highly recommend Seeker, too. All this being said, this was my first Kuva Lich, Rabu Grebhab. So, yeah. She was a bitch and a half for me to take down. Because the system lied to me. Oh, this is the mod that you need on your Parazin to kill her. No, it was not. I tried a random one and it killed her finally. So, am I going to get another Kuva Lich? Maybe eventually once I have all the mods, just all of them, maybe multiple copies of all of them, like I don't know, a month down the road. We'll see. What weapon would I really like? A Kuva Comb would be sick. A Kuva Kortak wouldn't be too bad either. I don't know. Anyway, these things are nuts. And yeah, I love these things to pieces. I wish you guys luck with your Kuva Liches. Hopefully you kill or convert them quickly. And if they have a weapon that you want, I hope the weapon that you get is actually, worth your time. I was a bit afraid that these things weren't going to be as good as they are. And then I saw the stats, I was all, hey, now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is going to be insane. And then I leveled them up and I put mods and I was all, oh. Oh, they're auto Akajiras. That's awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, in Trilby, we trust.